And we're live. So today is what? September 12th, 2020. Oh, I gotta let my dog in real quick. Put one dog on. Let him go. Doggo! Anna. It's weird, so I'm currently in Arlington, Washington, and like I said, this September 12th. The reason I named the date is because of the fires and the smoke. And just everything that's going on. There's COVID. Hey, no bite. And then my work recently just got shut down for a few days until it opens. Obviously. Or until Monday. So today's Saturday. Hey, no bite. Come on. I'm just trying to play, but he's still in training. I really don't know. It's weird. This feels like the depression. Come on. Damn, buddy. No. Go. Come on, I'm just trying to play. It's weird, when I'm depressed, I'm locked in my head. I feel like I can't go anywhere. I feel like I can't do anything. Stop, dude, that hurts. Stop. And now it feels like manifested in real life. Stop. No. And it's freaking crazy. And it's so I have seasonal depression, come October, November, December. And it's always this is always right before. And I always every year I know it's coming. And this year it's everyone knows 2020 is crazy. But I don't know what to make of it. I do know that so oddly enough, I've never worked on an engine before. I've never. Anytime I worked on a car, it was everything surrounding the engine. I can replace the alternator, or do the brakes, or change tire, oil, whatever. But actually ripping apart the engine. Well, I've done that this summer, and I've found that being focused like that and keeping my hands busy, has really helped my my mental state. Being productive. Come on, dude. Seriously. I'm not trying to... He just wants attention, this poor dog. I know he's want attention, buddy. Dogs can't go, so I can't take them for a walk. They said not to. Well, I sit here, right? And I look every hour I look outside or whatever, I see another line of trees disappear from the distance, Are you happy? And then so it's just getting worse and worse. I guess it's only supposed to last the weekend, right? But it just feels so... it's just such a... How everything just lines up. Like I said, COVID happened, right? So, hey, no bite. COVID is happening. The fires are happening. And, the fire and all this smoke stuff is happening exactly the same time that, out of all the COVID and everything that's happened, my work just happens to get shut down. So, I understand like people are going through their things, but like this is my perspective. You know, like I'm like sitting here like, well, what do I do now? And like so, I can't really. I'm not supposed to go to anyone's house. I can't go out anywhere. Um, I don't have a. Well, another thing, I don't even have a car. I just have my motorcycle. And while it's not bad, don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't have anywhere to like shield myself from the smoke. So like I ride and I'm out in it, and like I can't put a mask on because it doesn't fit. Uh, like I like I have like these shields or face shields or whatever like that you slip over your head and I put it here and I put my helmet on, but like it doesn't cover it. Like it's just so uncomfortable and it doesn't fit. Oh, it's just a nightmare. So the best thing I can do is just like put my helmet on, put my mat or the shield down, and then like I have like a small like little atmosphere right there. But like smoke's definitely still getting in and everything. It's not that great. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's super weird. So like go anywhere because normally like I used to like go to the library. You know, like it's a nice peaceful place I could have gone. Used to go. Can't go there anymore. Um, I'm just trying to stay positive. I think at this point, really just trying to like. I know what it was like being negative, right? And going with the crowd more or less because like that's what people want to hear and misery loves company. But like I found that I have to be like extraordinarily odd and weird to like keep my positive mental state, positive mental attitude, whatever. Almost from when I was like a kid. uh I look back and like I mean I knew it then, but I couldn't like articulate like why I was the way I was. Also, looking at retrospectively, also probably because no one wanted to listen, no one cared. Much like now, no one cared that like I'm like over the top, silly and whatnot because it's just like it's to me it's better that than uh, just woe was me drowning in my sorrow, whatever. Um, so maybe like now, like I don't come to this realization as I speak it, but like maybe like now it'd be um, the time to really tap into that, especially with everything going on. Like I can't go to work to escape as much as I don't necessarily like love my job, but it's like it's a nice escape. It's like somewhere to go. It's a different change of scenery. Um, and then but now I feel trapped. I don't know. I just feel trapped, like physically. It's weird. It's like a dream or depression. Like it's like a nightmare. Like you can't wake up from. It's cliche as it sounds, but it's like I said, you put all those factors I stated before into like a sentence and realize that's your reality, and then you're like, wow, that is like, it's like you're describing a dream. So I don't know. It's a trip. It's like I don't know, like like yesterday, like I show up. No one told me that we were close. It's weird. Like I don't have like a close relationship with a lot of people, like like at work or pretty much anywhere. Like I don't know. Like personally, I think it stems off the idea that like people just like being miserable and like dealing to like people really connect and like to interact with each other and whatever. Like mainly off of like talking about other people and uh, I don't know what better word for it, but just being miserable with each other. And like I try not to be like that. I try to be positive. I try to be uh, uplifting. You know what I mean? Silly, definitely, probably annoying and all that other stuff. But what? you know, I'm 32. It's like, but everything I've gone through in life, man, it's like, I don't want to be held victim to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like defined by it. So it's, I can sit there and sorrow, but God, man, like, I even get sick of hearing it from myself. Like, obviously, they're telling someone about something about me, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't even want to finish the sentence because it's so annoying to my own ears, even though it's coming out of my own mouth. As odd as that sounds, but it's true. So, like, I don't know, like, you go to work and, like, that's, I mean, and it's everywhere. Like, it's not like it's unique to just my workplace, or I've been in the workforce since, I know, even school, but yeah, even the workforce, every job, like, that's just how people are. Your average Joe, your everyday guy. And I don't know, like, and I know I come off strange and weird, whatever, however people say things, or whatever they say, but, like, it's a choice, you know what I mean? Like, I choose not to be like y'all, you know? Because that shit just eats me alive. That shit just fucking kills me. And, like, you have the choice, uh, you largely have a choice on how you perceive things. And, I'd rather not fucking, I'd rather be alone but be happy than fucking have people around and be fucking miserable. And it's a hard fucking line to draw because it's seemingly no other way. Like, I've tried to reach out to people, like, try to make connections, whatever, but it's just, there's always so much baggage with it. Not that I'm against baggage, but like the if the positive could just outweigh the negative, I mean, you know, the payoff, there isn't enough payoff. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, there's just too much baggage than what I'm receiving out of any given relationship, and, like, it like, I don't know, it like twists my heart. It hurts, and I just, like, it brings me physical pain for whatever reason. I don't know. I can't explain it, but it does, and I'm just like, I can't I can't sign on to it. I just can't. So I I sit here and I talk to a camera by myself and upload to the internet. And I guess, like, I just hope that, like, maybe some people see it and are like, yeah, I got you. It's okay. So here's the thing. I think in the moment, right? Like, I do some I'm only gonna talk about work only because it's relevant, right? So I do some weird shit at work, right? Like, some funny shit. Like, I think it's funny, right? It makes me laugh, whatever. But then, in the moment, people are pissed off. But then, like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, people will come up to me, like, a week later, 2 weeks later, a month, however much later, and they said, like, they'll sit there and, like, talk about it with someone else or think about it retrospectively, and they think it's the funniest thing too. But it's like, I don't know, that's the difference. In the moment, I know it's funny, right? And I, like, come on, dude. Doggo. You want bow your head. And, like, in the moment, I realize it's funny, and I live the moment. You know what I mean? But whereas a lot of people, like, they're more accustomed to, do I dare say, that, to look at it retrospectively and live it that way. So they think it's funny. They think it's, but they don't like how it's. I don't think they like being a factor in it. So it's like, I don't know, if anyone were to see this video and I told you, like, what was going on, it's like, yeah, you think it's funny, but, like, if you were in the same room when it happened, you would be pissed off. And that's time after time after time after. That's my whole life, really. Yeah, right, don't you? No, bye. I don't know why that is. Like if some shit happened to me and it was like if someone come on down. If someone did what I did in the moment, I would laugh my ass off. I'm like, you motherfucker. I mean, I've had some people do it. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't know, maybe I'm just focusing too much on the negative. I've had a part of people. I'm like, man, that's funny as fuck or whatever. What y'all do? But I don't know. It's a trip. It's just weird. What do you think, Doggo? What else is there to talk about? Just crap. I don't know. That's Doggo. Yes. Look, he loves that. See that? You get that ball in the ear. It's like in this area right here. You just gonna rub it. He loves that. Yes. And right here at the bridge of the nose, like right here. Oh, maybe that's not. Yes. You're well, one. I don't know. I realized I didn't have like the worst childhood, right? I definitely didn't have the best either, but somewhere in the mixture of things, I developed a sense of humor to like pull me out of it. I don't know, like I don't know, like if I were to tell people like the things that happen, would they care? You know what I mean? Like, would they understand better? Do they want to understand? I don't know. I guess my thing is, I don't know. I guess I like to try to explain like how I came to be and how I developed what I developed and why I do the things that I do. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? Well, we're here, right? What are we doing? So, what? I didn't move in with my mom until I was 6 years old. I remember I lived with my grandma. She was obese, and I know obese is like almost like just calling someone the new fat. But I mean in the old school terms, where she, I don't even know how much she weighed. I think she weighed like almost like 500 pounds or some shit. She was pretty big. And man, I don't know, like, what details do I share? What details do I not share? But it's like my story, right? Like I had to live it. So it's like I'm not trying to like trash family, whatever, but like this is from my perspective. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at what point do I, and say like they did things to me, right? Say someone came in, say hypothetically, a relative comes in here, punches me in the face, and then walks out, right? Do I have a right to tell that story? Because it might bash them. You know what I'm saying? Like it might put them on blast, and then like there's just weirdness from that, and then there's blowback from that, really. And I've done that a lot, and yeah, I've gotten a lot of blowback. But then on the other hand, it's like, well, then it's my story. You know what I mean? Like that, these are things that have happened to me, and like who have shaped me into who I am. So I would think I do have a right to say that. Maybe I just can't use names, right? Is that how that goes? I don't know like the proper etiquette, I guess is what I'm trying to say in large. So, okay, fine. Maybe I'll just be like, my relative this, my relative that, I had a family member, whatever. I'm not going to use any names. But, and I'll just leave it. Like, I won't say, like, I won't use identifiers like, not only names, but like my mom or my brother, whatever, from here on out, okay? Yeah, so I lived with a relative, okay? So I lived with a relative, and they, like I said, grossly overweight. You might already know this one. But, I won't share any details about them. But everyone else I will. And then okay, so then I didn't move on until 6, right? And then I moved in with another relative who is biologically much closer to me. With another relative that was biologically very close to me. And we bounced around for a while. For I want to say a year. I don't know. I was only 6 years old. I don't necessarily remember like his step by step or time frame, time periods, whatever. But I do remember like at one point we stayed in this trailer, RV or whatever, on someone's property, and oh, dude, it was so trash. It was out here in Marysville, Washington, uh, on the west side of I-5, over by Twin Lakes. I forget, like, and I tried to find the house as a grown up, but I can't find it. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. Like, I tried to take the road, but then it just ends, and I'm like, I swear this is where the road was. So, but I do remember this house. Like, you walk through it, right? And there'd just be large holes in the flooring. Like, there was just railings. And you had to walk on the railings to get from one side of the room to the other. From the living room, I remember the bathroom, like, the hallway. Like, it was just freaking weird. But then we lived out in the RV on this property. It had no running water, had no... I just remember sleeping in there, really. We slept on the big bed, and it was me and my two close biological relatives. Oh, jeez. Why am I protecting their names? You know what I mean? Like, break from the story, they say whatever they want. They drag my name through the mud. Shit. Whatever. Anyway. And then finally, we met this man that, you know what, fuck, I don't know how to go about this. It's so weird. I'm just gonna say, oh, fuck it, whatever. So my mom, right? So I was with my mom and my brother. And my mom, she met up with this dude that she used to date back in the day, and like they got back together, and he ultimately ended up being my stepdad for the next like 11 years until I was like 16, 17, right? And geez, what happened? I think so. We lived with him in Machias. I had a stepsister, and then so things were like kind of normal, I guess. Well, they were like partying. They were really young. They're like in their mid-20s, I want to say. And like I'm damn near 32, and I looked at that and I'm like, I don't know if I could handle having 3 kids and this and that. I don't know. It's like people just do what they have to do to survive, right? But yeah, I just remember like I was with my really obese grandmother, and then she wasn't fit to take care of us. Like she had a caregiver, and like I remember she had us cooking. She would have issues with her stool, and we had to like clean it up. I don't know, like it was a nightmare, man. It was crazy. Like she would be like, I don't know, man. Like some of this I don't even want to share. Like is, I don't know, maybe another time. But so anyway, like we moved in this dude, and they ended up getting married. My mom says, "Hey, this is gonna be your stepdad," and that's that, or he's your dad, right? I was like, all right. So I guess it was easier for me to adopt it, but then there's my brother, and like him and my brother like constantly butt heads, which is unfortunate because my brother's only like 10, 11 years old. But then, so then we moved up to Sultan. Yeah, like towards the end of first grade for me. My brother's like 5th grade. I moved out there, and I don't know, like, and they just kept partying. I think stepdad was a little more grown up like he was trying to like do more of the grown up thing, whatever. Like he had a little more about him. But my mom, like she was just partying and doing this and that and like she just never rooted that out. Like she never had like this sense of family. I mean, I think she did. Like she had like this idea of it, but like just how she operated on a day to day basis, like didn't translate well when it came to like a humble, lovable, living family. You know. Um. So, but so yeah, just a lot of people coming in and out the house. And I remember just like there wasn't like a close connection with any of them. Like it was just come and go, come and go, come and go. And I remember just kind of just being funny because I wanted to be liked, but I'd never had to like try hard. It just came very natural. It was never clunky or mechanical. Like it was just I don't know, just say off the wall shit or whatever. Like people are like, "Oh, I like you. You're funny, huh?" Like, and then there was a lot of resentment that came down from my brother growing up. One because like my mom like was very open about like she loved me more, and he knew it. Like he could read it, and he'd take it out on me like physically. But it's not like it was my fault. Like fuck, I'm just there living. You know what I mean? Like that's not some fault of my own. And then, uh, so we had these people living with us, and it was just chaotic. My mom was like very. She was pretty abusive, man. Like she was pretty forceful with her hands. Like she spoke more better with her hands than she did with her words. Like she was very quick to anger, and almost proud of it. You know, like I just found a letter. My mom gave me a photo album, 2 days ago, and it had a letter from some dude she grew up with who's now serving a life sentence. And, and like he's sharing some of the stories with her, and you can just tell, like, it was like there's like a mutual bond, like they shared something in those letters. Like, how he was writing it, she would understand. And she would and the only reason she's not the way she is now is because she doesn't have the power. Like she is a physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally crippled person. But if I don't doubt for a second that if she still had that kind of power that she had when I was a kid, she wouldn't still exercise it. You can still see it in her, like in her eyes. It's in her eyes, 100%. Like that anger and that hatred and that rage, whatever you want to call it. So there was a lot of that growing up. Not that it's so much like I'm gonna say it wasn't like on a daily basis, but it was just such a throw of the dice. Like you just never knew what would set her off. Like I remember I get in trouble at school and like the principal makes a call home and like sometimes she'd pick up the phone and she'd be irate, and then by the time I got home she'd completely forget about it, or she'd pick up the phone and be fucking cool, and then all of a sudden you get home and she's irate, or any mixture of the two. I mean, like, you just never freaking knew. You never knew. And honestly, that's what scared me the most, is not knowing. Like, knowing I couldn't. A lot of people, like, manipulated their parents. Mom, I don't want to. And like, okay, honey. My mom was never like that. I could never do that with her. She always more or less saw through the bullshit. Like, there's only a couple times where I was able to, like, weasel my way out of something. Man, another tree line just disappeared. So, wow, it just got a lot worse. Jesus, it's nasty out there. Um, yeah, so like, and that's just how she was. She was very much like that, very and violent. Yeah, I mean, like, so I push the narrative that, like, they say no woman deserves to be hit ever, and like I have a comedian that I follow very closely that says no, never. I can't help, like, the way I grew up, I can't help but agree with that. Like, I know there's some guys out there who are just pieces of shit and they deserve to be buried in the jail, but like, you're gonna sit here and tell me that no woman ever deserves to be hit ever. It's like, I don't know, I grew up with my mom, and like, dude, she get in a fight with my stepdad. She went to jail and he went to the hospital, right? So you're telling me this man has no right to like defend himself, or if like she's coming out with him with a knife, he can't like punch her in the jaw, like, get the fuck off me. You know what I mean? Like, you're telling me like, not like, under no circumstances, none. And it's like, I remember being a little boy. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god. And like, she would come at me. I'm a little kid. So you're telling like a little kid that like it's okay that woman beats the shit out of him. Is that what's being said? Dude, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know. It's like everyone thinks that, like, I don't. What comes to mind? I know what comes to mind for a lot of people is that it's like a Lifetime movie, right? The poor woman, small and fragile. You know, like, I mean, I'm just trying to paint a picture here. I'm not trying to mock anyone, but like, they think that's all it ever is. But like, this is real life. You know what I mean? Like, this is. There's some women out there that are way worse, that are way more scrappy, or whatever you want to call it, than some men. You know what I mean? Just like, there's some women that know how to change a tire, right? And some men don't. You know what I mean? So it's like, stop biting. Stop. And so that's how my mom was, right? She was the dominant one in the household, by far. And sometimes it was good, and sometimes it wasn't. Even as my mom's favorite, I didn't have a lot of pull. You know, like, it really didn't come from much. She was like a dictator. Stop biting me. Will not be tolerated. That's fine. See, oh, poor me. Yeah, but I don't want him to grow up, or, people coming to our house and then him biting them and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's not okay. So, you have to train him. Dude, it just got so much worse. It just got so much worse. Hey. Dude, I have to show y'all. You all want to see this real quick? Look at this real quick. I'm sorry. I'm breaking the fourth wall. But look at this real quick. Maybe there's no point of reference from like when you first saw it, but I'm telling you, like, you could see, like, I don't know, I'm lining trees out for a little bit. Go and what's up? But look, you see that? Isn't that crazy? Wow.